Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera to Dr. Kamaruddin bin Razwan. Today, our teams would like to present our group project regarding the course BJMP 3033 Inventory Management. First of all, our group members have decided to make a research about the logistic industry. So we will go to the next slide for further explanations. So next, I would like to introduce our group's members. These groups consist of 8 participants. First is Izzat Arif Aiman Abdul Samad. The second one is me, Rajan Haikal Malik bin Raja Reza Rizwan. Third member is Muhammad Aiman bin Alias. And fourth is Muhammad Adil Fitri bin Ibrahim. Fifth member is Muhammad Adil bin Muhammad Zaim. Sixth members is Muhammad Amir Aiman bin Abdul Malik. And 7 is Muhammad Faiz bin Zabri, and the last one is Muhammad Alif Haikal bin Rafizul. Next, we will proceed to the next slide. So next, let's go through for the introductions. So what basically is logistics? According to the concept of logistic management, in order to meet consumer needs, logistics is the components of the supply chain process that plans, implements, and control the efficient, effective forwards and reverse flow and storage of goods, services, and related information between the point of origin and the site of consumption. This day, globalization has changed drastically regarding the industry of logistics around the world. So, types of logistics. Actually, there are 6 types of logistics around the world, and in Malaysia itself, we also have this type of logistics in our country. The first is inbound logistics. The second is named outbound logistics. And the third is the most famous logistic sector, which is third-party logistics. And the fourth is fourth-party logistics, which is 4PL. And the fifth is distribution logistics. And the last one is reverse logistics. So, in this video, I would like to explain about the main player in logistic industry at Malaysia. According to the study about Malaysia Freight Market Study, there are top 4 logistic companies that leading the logistic segment nowadays. The first one is known as Deutsche Post DHL Groups. DHL is one of the largest logistic companies in the world. The company was initially built by 3 good friends, which is Adrian Desley, Harry Hilblums, and Robert Lims. And nowadays, over 400,000 employees in more than 220 countries and territories work to help community traverse borders, enter new markets, and expand other business. The second main player in logistic industry is known as Seva Logistic. So basically, Seva Logistic before this is called TNT Logistic, and the founder is from Australia, which is his name is Ken Thomas. But on 2006, TNT Logistic was rebranded as Seva Logistic after being sold to Apollo Management LP in New York. The company offers various logistic services such as air freight, land freight, sea freight, logistic projects, contract logistics, and also value-added services. Until nowadays, the company has managed to generate revenue as much as $31.45 billion. The third main player in logistic industry is the company Tiong Nam Logistic Holdings Berhad. Tiong Nam began as a small-scale freight company in 1970, which is handling consolidated freight and micro-distribution throughout Peninsular Malaysia. Tiong Nam launched its expansion plan 3 years later and became an incorporated company. The company then moved into Singapore, where we began providing cross-border transportation and custom brokerage services. Tiong Nam main player in logistic industry at Malaysia is CJ Century Logistic Holdings Berhad. CJ Century is a renowned supply chain solution supplier. The group has grown from its beginning as a forwarding agent in the 1970s centuries to include integrated logistics or logistic, procurement logistic, and data management solutions. So that's all about the main player in logistic industry in Malaysia. Next, we will proceed to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good evening for to Dr. Kamaruddin and my fellow friend. My name is Muhammad Aiman bin Muhammad Alias. My matric number is 270225. Today, I will continue my part is challenges industry logistics. Logistics has a very important role in launching whether trade, effort and ultimately the business operation of with other companies. Several factors such as increasing demand by customer, changing basic consumer need and complete business model pose challenges to logistic companies. Besides that, the global health logistic industry in Q1 of 2020 has shown a decline percentages of the trade volume to growth due the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. As a result, the impact of the disrupted global economy the lead to a downturn supply chain around the world that have 7 challenges in industry logistics. First, challenge industry logistics before COVID-19 is slashing down transportation costs. Rising food price lead to higher wages which in turn increase daily transportation costs. Therefore, logistic companies are forced to use a strategic and plan approach to eliminate or at least reduce the rising transportation costs. To implementing such a strategy, logistic companies had to require much information as possible to be trusted based on current and future orders. Challenge industry logistics before COVID-19 is excellent customer service. A dynamic market, the supply chain will become a longer and more be complex. And customer appreciation have term high both in the term of delivery time and quality of service used. Now customer must expect logistics to solve many problems and help to grow in competitive environment. Supply chains finance are challenge industry logistics before COVID-19. Access to supply chain financing is very important for shipper or logistic companies to ensure smooth business operation and cash flow optimization, especially at a time of a certain geopolitical tension, unexpected special tasks, currency exchange rate fluctuation, disaster nature, and so on. Typically, the finances required will be for a letter of credit, open account, payment to transportation audit, and others. Challenges in the post-COVID-19 world is closed border. Manufacturer dealing with raw material import from nation believed to be virus hotspot have a to help operation. Even before the outbreak, interaction with suppliers from countries such as China, where demand incomplete, such as politics shift away from the source of the virus. It is same and most likely that the situation will improve in the near future. 5. The challenges the logistic business facing during the COVID-19 attack was supply chain disruption. That has affected large business with their supply chain being able to run through different regions of country. Most affected are companies that use Chinese manufacture to make and product their product. A large number of business of losing supplier due to various reasons, among them due to coronavirus, causing them to start searching for the new supply chains with clear business operation. Challenges in the post-COVID-19 world is several manpower shortages with volatile supply and demand price as well as deadline profile, and some companies use layoff to reduce the cost of losses. This puts more and more pressure on employers who are fortunate enough to keep their job. In addition, the lack of crew will affect the ability of seagoing vessels to operate effectively. Lastly, lack of resilience strategies and contingency plan is a challenge in the post-COVID-19 world. The first instances of the virus were reported in mainland China as part of a risk assessment process. Many nations have plenty of time to prepare and deliver emergency measures to prevent the virus from spreading further. However, the headline currently used as a result of supply chains disruption tell a different story cause many companies to ignore it.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Amir Rahman bin Abdul Malik. My matrix number 273261. So I'm going to talk about inventory management strategy. Customer in geographical disperse imagine the established global market now demand higher quality product at a lower cost in the shorter time. From the strategy perspective, these competitive priorities can be viewed as objective of pure manufacturing strategy. This competitive dimension, which as labeled competitive priorities, include cost, quality, flexibility, delivery performance, among others. In this new competitive environment, logistics must be accorded high strategy priorities and cannot be viewed as cost of doing business. So there are three type of production and inventory strategy. First, increase globalization. North America, NAFTA, and China have strengthening international trading relationship. For American film, this means opportunity for new market, which are for new source of material, component, and manufacturing side. And it also result of new level competition for many film that add pressure to the logistics system. So second is downsizing. Throughout the last 10 years, major American film have now execute plan to downsize their operation. This has been forced because of urgent of need to survive, and other are taken more deliberate view as part of long-term plan, improve their competitive posture. In any cases, logistic function frequently involved in downsizing plan because logistic traditionally labor-intensive function and cost benefit of logistic is often difficult to quantify. And the third one is new generation of user-friendly software application such as MRP, TRP, DMA to handle demand forecasting, facility location, vehicle routing, shipment rating, and others. And electronic data interchange allow direct and machine-to-machine transfer of data in standardized format so that film can automatically process transaction. This capability give ability to design automated logistic function and determine the choice of appropriate logistic strategy. And the last one is collaboration program. Collaboration which facilitate benefit of innovation, resource sharing, and access to economic scale strategy and increasingly being advocate. Logistics service provider come with fresh creating a transport and storage network that connect supply and customer. For example, from manufacturing side to retail outlets, the focal company can be involved in three types of collaboration. First is trade collaboration, and the second is diadic collaboration, and the last one is top management, more involved in collaboration that have more frequent information sharing and joint operational planning of the supply chain activities. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Adil bin Muhammad Zain. My matric number is 274047, and today I'm going to talk about inventory control dimensions. First, let's talk about inventory allocation. The relationship between supplier and manufacturer, or in this case, it is relationship between logistic provider and manufacturers. Malaysia Freight and Logistics Services Manufacturers are MISC PH Utara Holdings Berhad, and many more. For logistic provider, they are considered third or 3PL party provider in warehouse, as they provide the facilities that their client or manufacturer is lacking. Next, I'm gonna talk about inventory sourcing policy. This industry don't have its own inventory. Instead, they only hold their client inventory, so they don't outsource for another supplier. This industry mainly contribute to services provider instead of manufacturing goods. Lastly is about inventory ownership. The 3PL customer is often responsible for its own product in most 3PL contracts. If there is a damage, the 3PL providing insurance will usually pay a fraction of the cost, while the customer insurance will cover the majority of the replacement cost. On the other hand, for bonded warehouse, government as well as commercial agency owns, operate and control this warehouse. Importers are enabled to take possession of all open inventory if duty are not paid. I think that's all from me. Thank you, and moving on to the next presenter.
Information-related dimension. First, transformation innovation. The appendix integrated enterprise platform management tools are now easier to use and streamlined, making it easier to manage data, while housing appropriately performance delivery availability, ad hoc queries, interactive dashboard, and a full variety of built-in analytics. Second, recent improvement. Due to unexpected challenge, risk analysis, logistic management, and transformation visibility are integrate with driver and retrieve of fault or damaged goods. New technologies and green logistics can improve logistic and transformation analysis. The environmentally friendly approach. The Geo Green program has started in the logistic transformation sector, which will assist to develop our economy by providing cleaner and more ecologically friendly transformation. 4. Technological advancement in logistics. More regulation means more law and policy for the sender to follow, but the benefit exceeds the problems. Drone, autonomous truck, and transmission tracking system are all examples of cutting-edge technology. And the last one, new pattern point to a brighter future. Mobile application workflow are now strengthened with data that is now automated and generated system with GPS technology in pallet are advanced sensor that indicate inventory and can calculate the content of containers for a high level of accuracy and efficiency.
Hello guys, so today I want to talk about the decisions making in industry logistics. I prefer to talk about the problem solved. Firstly, about warehouse management's error, the problems of deficiencies when making inventory decisions based on data. They solve it. Every logistic industry, warehouse management should collect data using relevant technology such as RFID to identifying commodities, optimize stock space, and analyze which product customers choose. Logistics firms need planner progress to manage their inventory and control security technology from within a logistic management system. Company will be able to send targeted alerts and receive notifications about ongoing activities easily and quickly. Secondly, is about the lack of relationships with end customer. The problem is customer typically wants the flexibility of ordering online or offline, sending packages of picking them up directly, and being able to track their shipments at any level. To solve it, company must evaluate demand using high level system to inform manufacturers of ideal production levels and make their own service more customer-centric. Using an appropriate combination of three components, namely technology, data, product procedures, and lead to the solution of supply chain problems. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening to all the audience. My name Muhammad Faiz bin Zabri 272242, and I will continue to present the next part of this group video presentation, which is the pros and cons of inventory management in logistic industry. Let's talk about advantage first. The first one is optimization and coordination. The main aim of optimization is to optimize each of the inventory placement through the entire supply chain without setting aside the operating costs such as transporting costs, manufacturing costs, and distribution costs. While coordinating activities can shorten the lead time and make it reliable. Second advantage is we can increase the inventory turnover, revenues, and also cost reduction. When we have strategic inventory management, especially in the logistic industry, we can gain this advantage. Collaboration with partner could allow faster inventory cycle and indirectly can reduce the cost because all the costs will be shared between the partners. And then the third one is we can be alert in the market responsiveness. It is considered as high quality performance when firm can improve the level of responsiveness that occurs at very low cost by using less in asset. Now let's move to the disadvantage, or we call it as cons. It is likely to be disadvantage when there are inter-firm rivalry. Inter-firm rivalry means our strategic supply chain partners could be misaligned in terms of motive and behavior. In simple words, it can be competition among the partners rather than cooperating. And then the second point is managerial complexity, which means limitation and barrier in terms of company progressing, formation, and culture. This barrier happen when in the firms there are lack of technology that are compatible with the information system and insufficient running system. And then lastly, for the disadvantage is incompetent to join the activity, especially for local service provider. Why? Because they cannot follow the beats of international logistic activities. This could happen due to limited of information technology linkage and then corporate network mostly from overseas and small in capital investment. Therefore, it might be resulting the business only able to operate locally. That's all for this part. I will let my friend to present the next part, which is about recommendation and conclusion. Thank you and stay safe.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning to Dr. Kamaruddin and my fellow friend. My name is Zat Arif Aiman bin Abdul Samad and my matric number is 2745 and 93. Today, I would like to talk about the conclusion and the recommendation to the industry logistics. So, the first one is lead time management. The industry logistics can improve the lead time management in order to enhance the productivity, enhance the reorder the goods that has been out of stock. So, with the systematic and ordering lead time management can solve the delayed goods, and it also can reduce the freight cost. So, every company that contribute to the logistic industry need to enhance the lead time, needs to improve the lead time for delivery concept. After that, good tracking system can also can be improved in the industrial logistics. For example, warehouse need to improve the good tracking system which track any kind of the item to be stored with the tracking system. Every employee can know about the goods that has been put away at the actual location, and this good tracking system also improve the the tracking system of the good in terms of the quality. By improving the good tracking system, the employees able to reduce the time travel to find the item when the item are unable to be get in the actual time. So in conclusion, every inventory practice for industrial logistics must be adapted and be implemented with the goods practice in order to improve and optimize the industrial logistics. Thank you.